Good afternoon. My name is Trygve. I am the Director of Buzz Development here at BusyWeb. This is our weekly webinar series that we affectionately call our Busy Webinar. This week we're going to be talking about social media tips and tricks in order to save you time and save you energy. Everybody talks about how great social media is, but the next follow-up to that is clearly, oh my goodness, what exactly do I do and how much time does it take to do it? So I'll give you some great hints, some tricks, and some ways in which you can manage your operation, manage your social media presence without spending all day, every day on it. Just a reminder that we do these every single Wednesday at noon, so thank you for coming, or if you're watching us on YouTube, thanks for participating after the fact. If you are, in fact, live, thanks for joining us again. And I want to remind you that on the right-hand side of your screen, you should see a big blue bar that says questions. So if you have questions, I will pause the presentation occasionally to make sure that everybody's questions are answered. So without further ado, let's get started. Here's me, since you're not going to be seeing me, and also my contact information. If you have any questions after the fact, if you're shy, you don't want to bring it up immediately, go ahead and reach out to me in those places because I'll be more than happy to help you. This is not something we do for any reason other than to provide a good service and best practices to everyone at large. So we're more than happy to be of service any way that we possibly can. What do we do here at BusyWeb for our newbies? Well, we're a full-service internet marketing, design, and fulfillment agency. So what exactly does that mean? Means we can design a logo, we can design a business card, but we are great at designing websites for small businesses. We can even find people to look at your website. We can even find...
Can't see the presentation.
What?
Can't see the presentation.
Okay. And I was just told that we can't actually see the presentation. So let's try this again. And hopefully that will work. And you'll see why are we here today. So finding time to actually do social media is a challenge that most business owners face. However, we know you really want to be able to find the time in order to be able to harness this beast in the most appropriate way. So most people, as we look at social media, are tell us that a resounding 78% of them said it's incredibly important to do and keep marketing, but they don't have the time in order to do this. This was a survey that Constant Contact did back in 2014, excuse me. So what's the best thing that you can do? How do you manage running your own business along with social media, monitoring demands and making sure that you're connecting with people? This is where I come in today. This is what I'm going to help you figure out the time implementation and some effective social media strategies to help you overcome this in a good, timely manner. The best thing that I can tell you is to actually take time out of your day. I know you've got a busy day and you're thinking, oh goodness, he's crazy already. But taking time out of your busy day to learn how to save time sounds counterintuitive. But the things that I'm going to share with you today is going to save you a lot of time later than the time it's going to take me to run through this presentation. So the good news is you're here, you're ready to learn, and we're going to grow together. Also, saving time is really going to help you save a lot of money. According to small business owners like you and me, a survey conducted by Constant Contact, the estimated value of an extra hour in your day, by and large, relates to $273.
Still can't see.
Okay. And I was just told that I'm talking again and you can't actually see. So we're going to try this a different way. Excuse me just one second. Oh, look. Yeah, nobody can see a thing. So let's try broadcast slideshow. And does that do it? Thanks, everybody, for bearing with me. This is not part of my normal gig, so I want to make sure that we get this right. And There we go. Now everybody can see what I'm talking about. Hooray. Let's make sure. Start from the current slide. Thanks everybody for bearing with me. I do appreciate it. So I had this really cool graphic to explain to you how we were saving $273 for an extra hour within the day. Now you actually get to see it. So let me make sure that I'm getting this right. So we're going to do this one. Share, and there we go, $273. So the goal today is to help you make sure that every day, every extra hour that we save in your day gives you that $273 and allows you to do other things for your business. So how are we going to do this today? We're going to talk about what curating content is, why it's important to your social media strategy, and the best way to save time while curating that great content. Next, we'll discuss the what, why, and how of using social media management tools, and more importantly, how it's actually going to save you money. We'll spend just a little bit of time talking about how you can utilize your events to create relevant content for your audience. And then we're going to discuss what apps you can use to make things even easier for your life, mobile on the go. And then finally, I'll give you a lot of rapid fire, the lightning round, quick tips on how to stop overthinking your content. So first of all, let's talk about curating content. What exactly does that mean? That sounds really complicated. That sounds really expensive. It's really not. Simply defined, it's the act of discovering, gathering, and presenting digital content that surrounds a specific subject matter. Before I forget, see that star by the definition? That's to remind me of a very important part of curating content, which is to give credit to the author and give credit where credit is due. So you'll find that curating content is something that all big, large, major brands use in their social media, in their email communications, and sometimes even on their websites. It can really help you build your social brand too. And it's incredibly easy, and it's a great time saver. Before I move on, I do want to give credit. This particular definition came from contentcurationmarketing.com. So why is it important to give credit? Well, we've all been told since grade school, plagiarizing is bad, plagiarizing is bad, plagiarizing is bad. Many small businesses owners wonder if they are sharing somebody else's content, does that mean that they're plagiarizing? The answer is no with a but. Giving credit to the original author, like you see in some examples on the screen that I'm here, is the correct way to curate content. You use words like via or by with the author handle to give proper credit on Twitter and tag individuals by using the @ sign on Facebook. So giving credit where credit's due is a great point that we'll be covering throughout this section. So who exactly has the time to do this? Well, there's many reasons why curated content should and can be a large part of your social media strategy. The first is that the very real fact that there's just not enough time in the day to create the amount of content you'll need for your social media presence. So let's say hypothetically your business has a presence on Facebook and Twitter. Best practices generally say that you should post on Facebook 1 to 2 times a day and tweet between 5 to 9 times per day. So that means you're doing 6 to 11 pieces of content every single day. And let's be honest, who exactly has the time to write those 6 different pieces of content when running a business? You don't have time to write content on every single topic related to your business or anything related to your business, but you can combine other people's efforts to get a wide range of content for your viewers. And the way you do that is as follows. We're going to use a Constant Contact authorized local expert, of which I am one. There are 2 other local experts here at BusyWeb, but Maria does a real good job, so we'll take a poke at what she's doing. So somebody should be able to come by any one of her social media channels at any time and find a lot of good information they could ever want about your industry, and it's really hard to become that one-stop shop. So sharing content that allows others to create enables you to share other perspectives about your industry. It also allows you to talk about things that go beyond your area of expertise. Expanding and sharing content in this way makes you the one-stop shop. providing a variety of industry-specific content for your readers. So now you know what exactly is the one-stop shop, but we'll talk about Maria's Twitter feed. So first, Maria includes articles that she's found around the internet that she thinks her audience would be interested in. Notice that she always includes the handle of the author. She also retweets people she's following and includes a comment to continue building the relationships with those followers. And she also promotes things that are going on in her world too. So in terms of subject matter, this is a good example, just in 4 simple tweets about a lot of the things that you can cover, but you'll notice that Maria is not actually writing 4 original pieces of content. She's curating content to make sure that she's thought of as a one-stop shop. The other important attribute of curating content is that it provides you with an opportunity to build really influential relationships with others in your field and people you haven't even necessarily met. Personal note, shout out to my friend Christy Colvin in Kansas City. I've never actually met her, but she's a great social media ally of mine. One of the biggest advantages to social media, and especially in Twitter, is the ability to grow those relationships you wouldn't necessarily be able to reach otherwise to expand your network. So when you share somebody else's article and you give them credit by tagging them or notating it, they receive a notification that you mentioned them. And then we'll probably look to see who you are and what exactly you're sharing. And then if they like what they see, this turns into a great relationship of sharing content and them sharing yours, which is what we like to call the you scratch my back, I scratch your back theory. Relationship building is one of the main reasons for using social media on the whole, and curating content is an easy, simple way to do that. So you can see why curating content is important from a time-saving perspective, but now the idea of actually doing it may seem a little bit tedious. Finding the time to post one thing, but finding the time throughout the day to search the internet for good content is completely another thing. So that's where RSS feeders mean. RSS readers are a tool most social media community managers use to save time, and with good reason. RSS stands for really simple syndication. Really simple syndication. And an RSS reader allows you to add blogs and publications you enjoy into your daily reader. Once you add a bunch of different publications, you'll not only have to go to one URL, which is your RSS readers, to see the newest posts from all the blogs and publications you included in the reader. So that means everything that you want to get updated on anytime something new is posted to a social media channel or a website, it's going to be curated and collected for you all in one place by really simple syndication. So that means that you have to spend less time searching for new content, reviewing whether or not you posted it already, actually reading it. It just automatically, immediately comes right to you. Now that's saving really good time. So what's a really good RSS feeder? A really good one that I like is called Feedly. Mainly because it's really easy to set up your account. As you can see, it's just as easy as connecting it to one of your social networks, and then when you are looking for content, you just search your topic or the blog name, and then the interface gives you the content that you need, and it's really easy to navigate, it's really easy to organize, and it's really easy to add new feeds. And it can all be found right in that left navigation there. On the left there. So there are many different readers out there. There are a lot of good ones. There are a lot of ones that have positives. There are a lot of ones that have negatives. This is really a personal choice on your part to see which one is going to work best for you. I'd encourage a lot of mail clients. You have RSS feeds within that. I use a mail client called Postbox, which is really great. That feeds into that. So it's a great tool. It helps save you a ton of time with your social media efforts. So let's talk about content discovery, because the RSS readers aren't the only tool you use to curate content. There are a lot of other tools you can use to help with those efforts. So first one I want you to consider is Google Alerts. This is something that allows you to set up alerts for any keywords relevant to your audience. And then you get an email sent to you every time that particular keyword is used and anytime it's found around the internet. And so the way to do that is you go to google.com/alerts to set up your keywords. And the first thing that you should do is you should set up a keyword about your business name to see who's talking about your business online. Now, one particular note of caution here is while Google Alerts is a really great tool, it does not understand things in context. What do I mean by that? I'll give you a great example. I am, here's my version of name dropping. I'm friends with a professional wrestler whose name is Perry Saturn. I told you that to tell you this. In 2013, Katy Perry released a new album. One of the songs on her new album was called Saturn's Return. And so I know for a fact that that Katy Perry's album got reviewed 387 times because I had a Google alert set up for Perry Saturn. And so contextually, when Katy Perry Saturn's Return was talked about in a review that was posted online, my Google alert for Perry Saturn got set off and I got 387 emails. So just a word of caution, it is a fantastic tool. I'd really encourage you to make sure that you are using this to make sure that you know who's talking about your business. So let's move on a little. The next thing is email newsletters. This is something that we do here at BusyWeb. Obviously, our sponsor today, Constant Contact, is really big when it comes to email newsletters. It's a great way to find content. It's also a great way to deliver content. So be sure to subscribe to as many newsletters as you think is relevant because people will literally send you time savers to make your life easier. We have it here at BusyWeb, so if you're interested in following up, I'd encourage you to go to busyweb.com and sign up for our newsletter. We post great content to our newsletter about once a month, but make sure you give our good people and our good writers here credit. So thirdly, make sure that you are looking at your social media feeds. At any given moment, there are a ton of articles and ideas shared on your social media channels. If you take the time to look for it, if you find something that your audience will like, share it on your channels. The best part is retweeting or sharing something that your followers had produced from a content perspective is a great way to increase the amount of content you're posting about and then can get you really into that 6 to 9 points a day. So that's my next tip. Make sure that you retweet your follower content at least once a day because the goal of social media isn't just to throw out a bunch of stuff and hope something sticks. It's to give your authors credit and have an opportunity to build relationships that go from there. So what are some social media marketing tools that'll help you? I'm going to take a minute and pause and check real quick to see if we have any questions. So one moment, please. And it looks like I've got a lot of people who are telling me that everything is hold. We are on the wrong slide. So that's curious. I'm wondering how they do that. So I apologize to everybody for moving along without actually checking. I will, if you will do me a favor and send me your email and I'll give you my contact information again. I will make sure to give you the slides after the fact. So let's try this again. Is this making a difference? Nope, still no. So, sorry everyone, please bear with me. Let's try. Looks like I got it there. So once again, I apologize for not hitting the mark on providing the slides, but hopefully you've enjoyed my narrative. So we'll continue to move on this and continue to work on this. So what exactly are the three things that social media marketing tools can give you? First of all, it's a scheduler, which allows you to schedule your posts ahead of time, which will save you a fair amount of time to make sure that you are that you're hitting the mark. Next is engagement, where you can actually communicate with people all in one place. And then finally, it gives you analytics. Analytics is a fancy word of saying putting numbers behind your efforts to make sure that you are actually getting the engagement that you want. Quick check to make sure that I'm being seen, and it looks like I am being seen. So thanks, everybody. I appreciate you bearing with me. I think let's go back to the presentation. So let's take a deeper look at each one of these features. From a scheduler perspective, a great tool that I like to use is called Hootsuite. You can schedule many different, you can include all of your different social media accounts within one dashboard, whether you're using different messages or different messages across several accounts. You can see all scheduled posts. You can edit the time in which those posts are going out. Finally, don't be afraid to hit the schedule button, because then you can easily come in here and reschedule or even delete your posts. And there's where the schedule button is. So don't just say it, and don't just set it and forget it. Make sure that you are sharing that your content is particularly relevant. If something bad happens in the world, you don't want to be posting a joke about a particular event, because then it just goes bad. So next, let's talk about MarketMe Suite. This is another great tool that is offered relatively inexpensive. It simplifies the small business owner's social media efforts, and like Hootsuite, it does the three things that we talked about before. It's a scheduler, it's engaging, and it's analytics. So remember earlier when we talked about using your social media contacts to curate content? Social media management tools like this one make curating content much, much easier by showing all the conversations in one place. So here's what it looks like. As you can see, the Twitter and Facebook feeds are being displayed in the same location. So this helps you monitor all of your networks without having to hop from channel to channel to channel. So thirdly, there are some Facebook integrations that enable you to comment and to like, as well as Twitter integrations, so that you can retweet, reply, or even direct messages within the platform. This is true for both Hootsuite and MarketMe Suite. So I know you've got a lot of things to keep track of. That's why using one tool for all your social media interactions really can save you a ton of time. You'll find it a whole lot easier to keep track of everything going on in your social media world once you start using that one platform for all your channels. And if you use that RSS feeder that I talked about earlier and a social media management tool together, now you only have to go to 2 places to do everything that you possibly might need. So let's talk about analytics a little. So using an analytics tool within your management tool can help you figure out what content is really resonating with your audience by seeing how many clicks each one of your posts or tweets received, as well as how your engagement is growing. So you can see, for instance, your total retweets. You can see how many mentions you got over a period of time. And so this helps you see if one week was better than the last, or 1 month was better than the last. You can also see if there are a large amount of mentions or retweets by looking at peaks and valleys of the graph. You can go back and see where the peak came from, create similar content to continue the engagement increase. And this is the best feature. This is what I think is the best feature. This is the ability to see how many clicks each one of your tweets with links got. So this can help you determine what content your audience is consuming, what they're not so interested in. If you're not looking at this information, you're truly shooting in the dark. So knowing what content your audience is interested in and utilizing that knowledge to continue sharing content they're looking for and voluntarily will consume. So let me take one quick second, make sure that I don't have any questions, and say, hey, look, Mr. Bionde, thanks for participating, and it looks like we're on board. So let's keep going. So the good news is, let me back up just 1 second. There we go. So using the analytics feature, we talked about seeing how things are over a period of time. The good news is you can share that content a second time. So now that we talked a little bit about gathering content for your social media channels and how management platforms can easily distribute that content. Here's a quick tip about how to create some content at events. So this is a constant contact presenter who actually, while she was participating in an event, would tweet quotes from people. It's a woman named Heather Jackson. She uses apps to add the speaker quotes to draw attentions. In this particular instance, she's using something called WordSwag, but that costs a couple of bucks. For a free version, try out something called Overgram, Overgram. So there's WordSwag and here's Overgram. Overgram allows you to add text, but because it's free, there's always going to be a watermark at the bottom of your image. But free is free. So when you're quoting a speaker, you always want to make sure that to tag the speaker in your post to give them the credit. Let them see that you're giving them some social love. So notice that this particular event instance that I'm sharing here, this image came directly from the event. You can see her presenting, you can see her talking at the time, and this particular person who took the picture, she uses her mobile device at every event. So your phone and your tablet can be your best friend in presentations. Take pictures, ask attendees to participate in quick 1-minute serve videos, or use apps like Heather did to create text and images within your event. It really amplifies that relationship building that we talked about a little earlier. And so there's a lot of great content and events that you can use to build your social presence. Even events like this one today, where all of you should be reaching out to me to make sure that you get the slide deck, since I left it on one slide and kept moving. So again, this is and you can, thirdly, you can also come up with a hashtag where you have a particular hashtag for your particular event. You can post links to that using that hashtag for everybody who participated, who they can see something after the fact. So you can also advertise for future events, show pictures, show everybody who didn't make the event, see what exactly they missed. So let's move on. There's an app for that. I'm going to take one quick note, see if we have any questions. It doesn't look like we have any questions as of yet, so I apologize. So let's move back on. So let's talk about apps to make life easier. And I'm going to tell you some of my favorite apps that are going to help me save time engaging in social media. So these apps have both an Android and an iOS version, so hopefully I got you covered. Feedly, we talked about earlier. This is the curation platform that allows you to easily find new content on the go. You can use it both on a desktop, you can use it on a phone, you can also use it on a tablet. So the quickest way to do that is to organize content based on your reader. This allows you to share the right information with your audience at the right time. You can quickly find an article on the topic you're looking for. So when you click on the categories you create and organize, you see individual posts from the blogs you've added to that category. Another great app is an app called Flipboard, which is a really, really cool app. It creates a personal magazine for you based on your likes. So you choose your favorite social networks, your favorite publications, and your favorite blogs, and then you view it on one aesthetically pleasing platform. So this is okay on a phone. It's particularly cool on a tablet. It makes finding content really fun. So when you subscribe to different magazines to get real-time updates, when a new piece of content is created and shared with your Flipboard and other social networks, it can easily be done by just clicking on those plus signs that I'm showing on screen now. So this is not an app. It's called Hootlet. It's a very, very cool browser extension that works for Chrome and for Safari. It's an app added to your internet browser. It allows you to extend your experience with an add-on or a particular plugin. So Hootlet allows you to schedule a post directly from the page that you're trying to share. So the good news is when you are trying to do something like this, you can just immediately click on a button and it will automatically paste the URL and ask you what channels you want to post this to. So here's how this works. So when you find a page that you like, you click on the button. It's the little owl. And it will immediately write a suggested post for you, let you auto-schedule, or it will allow you to send it right now. So the good news is you can actually edit how they're providing that information. So if you want to add a personal message, it is even better. So now as you're even hopping around the internet, you can be content curating at the same time. The granddaddy of them all, so to speak, is a tool called Hootsuite. We talked a little bit about this a little earlier. It's important enough to mention again. So the good news about this is you no longer have to have the I'm on the go too much excuse, because Hootsuite has an app that you can work with. So I will tell you that the Hootsuite app can get a little cluttered. So if you have more than one account, create different tabs for your different accounts. And make sure that you create each client or each particular genre that you're trying to manage and make different tabs for them. Name each one individually so you can easily view retweets, review mentions, and review comments all in one place. So here you can see an example of 2 different accounts that are presented together. A tool that I really like to use, similar to Hootlet, is called Buffer. It's a browser plugin, much like Hootlet is. Gives you scheduling abilities and reporting. The plus for this one, it also allows you to put evergreen content in, which is content that's relevant no matter when it was particularly published. It puts everything into a queue so you can easily share later. So this makes your social posting even faster, because every time you find something to put in your queue, it's automatically going to do that, or you can set it so it will do it for you. So the content gets found even quicker by using Buffer's suggestions tool. You can set up the topics you're interested in, and Buffer will just simply find articles on that topic that are relevant to you. So Market Me Suite, which I talked about a little earlier, they are still working on their mobile app, but keep a lookout for that because it's a great tool. So we'll talk about what I did today in just a minute. Make sure I don't have any questions. Nope, doesn't look like I have any more questions. So we'll talk about something I did today, which is clearly not overthinking things. And talk about the art of not overthinking. So we talked a little bit about social media, but one of the things I want you to remember is about how this is supposed to be fun. It should be casual. Overthinking it is just going to hurt your overall brand. Overall, you want to be personable. It's hard to do that when you're thinking about every possible single word that you're saying. Ultimately, the best advice I can give you is that people are going to buy from people that they like. So be likable. Be your authentic self. How exactly do we get out of our own head? Well, the easiest thing to do is to be curious. One particular Facebook post could take you, by and large, about 15 seconds to create, and that's okay. Sometimes simply asking your audience a question or sharing a photo that you've taken can end up being your most engaging post of the year. Second, one of the biggest advantages of being a small business owner is the authenticity you get to be. And as I said earlier, people are going to buy from you because they like you. Be real, be honest, don't just sell to them. Social media is supposed to be a conversation, so just be yourself within that conversation. And finally, be fun. Most people are in a lighthearted mood when they're reviewing social media, which is why you see so many funny cat videos. So your posts need to be personable and a little bit fun, a little bit irreverent to grab their attention. So think about how your friends speak on Facebook. Your brand shouldn't be a lot different than that. Otherwise, people will ignore you as being too snooty or not as engaging as their friends are, which is the kiss of death. You want to be engaging. You want to be fun. So a good piece of advice that we heard, you can take it or leave it, is that your social media voice should be you after a glass of wine. Now, if you don't drink like I do, the idea is just be a little looser, be a little more open to possibilities when you're using social media. So just like anything else, and I've certainly exhibited that today, practice makes perfect. The more you practice scheduling content, finding curated content, the easier and faster it'll be for you to find the content you're looking for. Or create a social post that relates to your audience and schedule your content at the right time of day. So what exactly are our next steps? How exactly are we going to be spending time to implement your social media marketing for your business while doing so in a way that saves time? First, set up an RSS feeder. Add blogs related to your business within that. Again, we recommended Feedly. It's a free program, and it's pretty easy to use, and I'd encourage you to do so if you haven't done so already. Second, download a content curation app that we talked about and a social media management app. These save you a ton of time as you go. The two things that I use Flipboard on my tablet when I'm watching TV at night. I also use Buffer to add a bunch of things to my queue, so then I can review and post as it seems relevant. Third, that social media management tool is critically important. While you're setting it up, make sure you also set up an analytics report. You can have emails sent to you to see how you're doing, what kind of interactions you have, and what kind of conversations you're having. The best one that I recommend, it's 100% free. It's called Hootsuite, HOOTSUITE.com. That's the best one I think you can use. Don't forget to check out our blog at busyweb.com. It's completely free. There are tons of social media tricks and tips to help you just about every single day. So again, set up an RSS feeder, download one social media management app, set up a management tool, and check us out at busyweb.com. So if you'd like to follow us, I'd encourage you to do so, busyweb.com. You can also find us at facebook.com/busyweb, twitter.com/busyweb, and so forth and so on. So once again, thanks everybody for bearing with me for my technical difficulties. One of these days I'm going to get this right. But for the time being, I want to say thank you for participating. And once again, what we do here at BusyWeb, we are a web design firm. We also host websites. We have a number of great online marketing tools that are available to you and a lot of online marketing programs that will help you grow your audience and actually convert that audience into customers. Once again, our busy webinars, they're free and usually run fairly well, today notwithstanding. Every Wednesday from noon to 1 p.m. Go to busyweb.com/events to register and to watch. And then each week's event is posted to YouTube. Just as a matter of course, I'm probably going to be re-recording this. So if you're watching live or you complained about me not moving the slides along, I will re-record this and give you the opportunity to see the whole thing with the slides as well. So I appreciate you bearing with us and bearing with me as I muddle through. Finally, as a gift to you for putting up with me today, I would encourage you to go to busyweb.com/buzz. We can build you a free online auditing report for your website. We'll tell you everything that you do well, everything that you don't do well, everything that you can improve upon, and even talk about how we might be able to help you. So once again, thanks everybody for joining us here today at our busy webinar. I appreciate you bearing with us. And no new questions, so thanks everybody for coming, and we will see you next week.